Izhar's best qualities are that he is loving, inspiring, and generous. And when I talk about generosity, I'm talking about generosity in a number of different ways. So he's very generous with his time, he's very generous with his energy, he's very generous with his thoughts. So if you are friends or happen to work with Izhar, you'll be getting a lot of him whenever you need it. You know, since university to now, Izhar's evolved in many ways. He was lucky enough to meet his beautiful wife, Katie, and I think that was a big part of his evolution from university kid to the person who is today. I actually take credit for introducing them, so I'm very proud of that. He has 3 beautiful daughters, and I think, you know, the appreciation of having 3 daughters has really evolved him into who he is today as well. He's a great dad. Interesting things along the way have been his hairstyle choices and some of his clothes choices along the way. I've sort of had to guide him throughout those years.
What's going on? Good.
Look, I think, you know, both me and you described you as obsessive. You know, even as a lawyer, you know, you were obsessive over that role. And I think the amount of energy that you put into that really, you know, drove you into the point where, you know, you ended up in hospital.
Being able to be mentally strong and bust out of hospital and then change your life. Yeah, I think, you know, life works in a really interesting way. Us as organisms, we operate in this balanced position called homeostasis, but that's never actually achieved. It's like the scales of justice in law.
That autoimmune disease did a couple of things. Made you pause, made you realize, made you take stock and realize that, you know what, your passion was creating value for lots of people around the world. And, you know, EHPlabs was the answer to that.
When I approached you about EHPlabs, I don't think at that stage you even knew that it was me and my wife and a tiny little, I think, you know, Katie's cousin, a couple other people that were behind this whole thing. I didn't think you realized the true extent of that probably 2 or 3 years into setting up EHP.
Yeah.
You know, coming to America going, hold on a minute, there's no one else here from the brand except for Iz.
Yeah.
He's making all the decisions. I think Iz is actually behind this brand. Every day is momentous, doesn't matter.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter if you sat down and just kind of chilled out and did nothing, or you came over and we, you know, with your wife, we hung out and played with my kids all day. That's momentous. So it's just perspective. It's not like every day is drudgery and then there's these big things. It's really been a journey. Like when I look back at it, it's a roller coaster. Most founders and entrepreneurs would go through the same thing. And I suppose my sickness, me being diagnosed with my autoimmune disease that was really debilitating, was a catalyst for me to take some time out to reassess what my purpose is in this world. And it's to help to make this world a better place through health and fitness, to be able to empower people to be the best versions of themselves. And I got better a week later, and I was walking down the street in my local area and I spotted a little shop, a little retail store that was up for lease. And that was my little foray into the health and fitness world. I set up a little retail store, zero experience in business. And that was when I really, truly realized, one, the demand and the need for this problem that people had, which was, how can I make dieting or reducing my calorie consumption, how can I make that easier? How can I be in a good mood when I'm dieting? How can I give myself the extra motivation to become better? And that was through the product category called fat burners or thermogenics. They all were excessively caffeinated and had meth-based ingredients in there. So I said to myself, surely I can try and do this a bit better. And off I went to Salt Lake City after watching a documentary on the sports supplement industry, and I formulated OxyShred. My biggest, proudest moment was probably seeing my dad cry. He's a tough man that doesn't show emotion, from a small island in Fiji. And he started crying when he was on the top level of this 2-story super booth that we built when we partnered with Arnold Schwarzenegger for the Arnold Expo. And Dad was there, Arnold was there, and Arnold and my dad are kind of arm across each other's shoulders. And then as Arnold then left, about half an hour later, I turn around and I see my dad kind of crying in the corner. I think that was a huge, momentous occasion for me. I just have this belief that my contribution in this world needs to be something that's impactful. Like, we're put here on this world to make a difference, to be the best versions of ourselves, and to do something that's going to benefit the community right now and well into the future. The more accessible we can make our brand and our product, the more connectivity we have with our end-use consumer, and our goal is to be able to impact as many people's lives as possible. So that's the future for us.